Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Cardano. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comments section. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord, come check it out. It is free to join. Okay, so for the most part we're looking at the fact that ADA is complete into these highs. We're talking about this potentially being a completion into here as a corrective structure. However, it is still possible we are within this. And what I'm looking for is that potential to actually have this form to the downside as an A, B, and a C. So the problem we have with this pattern is that we have a five-wave structure here. So either this B wave is incompleted, or we'll have to argue that we've had a flat correction in here. And then actually this has been a into here, B is a flat, and then we're actually breaking down for the C wave. So what we'd want to see here, if we're looking for the C wave to complete to the downside, is we'd want to see basically let me turn this on. We'd want to see a five-wave structure down. And basically, the zone we'd be looking for is a typical expanding diagonal, would actually be this 35.27 to this 33.39 zone. And what we'd be looking for is actually looking for this potentially to complete a third wave here, and then look for a fourth wave to the upside. There is potential for some extension within these waves, so we could have an additional, so this could actually push down a little bit lower. I have worked it up off of this zone that we're currently sitting in, and if we did have to move up for a fourth wave here, what we'd be looking for potentially would be this zone here, this 38 to 97 to this 38.28 area. So if we do get a move up here in a three-wave move that doesn't cross this wave one high or low in this case of 38.54, we can still look potentially to push down for this fifth wave. Like I said, however, there is potential that within these waves we still have some extension. We might have to come a little bit down, a little more down here, where this becomes another 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then from that point we would look for this fourth wave to the upside. Either way, once this fourth wave starts, it's not allowed to cross this low point. So if it does, we'd have to just look at it as a three-wave move. So, because at the moment we can see we haven't, the problem within this structure here as a five-wave move is the fact that, it does have this little bit of a choppy start to it at the top here. So we could also just argue that this is an ABC with the X, and then basically we're forming a five-wave move there. So basically an AB and then a C and a five-wave move. One, two, three, one more fourth and a fifth. So if this fourth doesn't come up this high, or doesn't is not as sort of wide as this one, so it wants to be roughly the same in time comparison as this wave two. So we'd want to see something substantial here. If this continues to just drop down here and we form a little fourth and a fifth, and then it rallies above this wave one low, what that would indicate to me is that this has just been a corrected move, and this is less likely to actually play out, and looking to actually break this low of this 34.50, potentially coming back down into the zone of this 33.54 to this $27 area. So we are looking for this potential bullish option where we could look to set up for a bigger push to the upside. Like we have said, we could argue that this has been completed into here and we could be looking to move up. If we were looking for that potential, what we'd be looking for is effectively, I turn these off. I will turn that on the breakout. So instead of looking for this C wave to come down lower, actually, let me just turn this off. What we'd be looking at is basically from here, we would be looking at this structure in this way as the ABC into here, and then potentially looking at this as a 1, 2, and then looking for that third wave to the upside. If that's the case, what we'd be looking for is effectively this would be our wave 1. If we maintain this 36.01 and above this 34.50, technically speaking, we can still look to rally to the upside here for a wave 3. Alternatively, we'd need to just be careful we don't form a three-wave move to the upside here and only manage to get around this zone here of this 44.23. If we do form a three-wave structure here, then what I'll be looking at is the fact this is an A, this is a B, and then we actually look to push down in a five-wave move for this C at a later date after moving up into this area. So this is still on the cards. We haven't lost this low. We do have a five-wave move here. This could progress either in a bigger impulsive structure like we have here, up towards this 53.99 to this 51.52. The 1618 would be looking for would be this 50. 50 cent area. So if we do move up into there, that could be quite an interesting psychological level as well. So, we'd have to see whether we manage to find support again towards this 44.23 and then look for that push up again in that fifth wave. So that's what we'll be looking for. And then effectively, if we do actually see a five-wave move like this to the upside here, what we'd be looking for is that one, two, and then three up for a bigger five-wave structure. For as long as we remain below this high point though of this 59.58, we need to be just aware that we could see some other structure play out here where this becomes the first leg of the move to the downside. This becomes a corrective move, and then we actually look to break these lows. So it is possible that that can play out, but we also need to be aware that for as long as we actually keep setting these higher lows and finding the support above these regions, we could still look for that bigger five-wave move that we were talking about potentially to the upside. So we're going to keep an eye on this. Only moving above this 83.78 would sort of confirm this, and then we'd still want to see that fourth and a fifth to the upside. So this is all possible. We want to see this move a little bit deeper, in my opinion, but sometimes we can just get these shallow. That's why I'm saying, if we get another five-wave move up here that takes us towards this 42.23, effectively we could look for that potential to come back down in that C wave for this as a B, as a flat correction. So it could complete in here, but it would be neater if it went a bit bigger. So that's sort of the bullish side of it. If we do, however, look to just break down, we need to just be aware that this is still a possibility because we have not taken this high of this 44 cent range. We wouldn't be able to count this as a five-wave move in the way that I had previously. What we'd have to argue then is that we'd have to subdivide this into a five-wave structure here, a B, and then basically a diagonal into here for a completion. The problem is we've made this higher high here, so it doesn't really fit into that equation. So that's why I'm not really leaning towards this. It is, however, possible that we could argue that that potentially this is part of it still, and we could still look to form one more high here and then break down without actually moving past this 44 cent range. If we do move up above that, I wouldn't be looking at this potential as a diagonal anymore, but it doesn't change the fact that really this whole move could then still become an a B, and then a C to the downside. So we've got two ways that we can look at this move. Yeah, so really, as long as we do keep these lows at this 34.50, we could look for that continuation up. Things are starting to dump, but at the moment we don't have good structure here. Like I said, if we do start to actually progress down here a little bit more and start to form some additional fourths and fifths and continue to drop, this 34.50 would be that invalidation for any further extension within this five-wave move. And if we do cross this low, effectively, then all we can do is count this either as a completion of a move here, and then we start to break down, or alternatively, like I said, this is a flat within here. That's an A, a B, and then we're looking for that C wave down into those lower regions that we were talking about. So the key support here, if we're going to be talking about that, the lower range would be where is it gone? Yeah, this 33.54 to this 27 cent range. If we lose that 27 cent, then I fear that we will be going down for an additional leg. And well, for the current structure, if we're looking at it as a diagonal, it would have to be longer than this wave structure that we've had here for a wave 3. So effectively, it would be looking to potentially push down towards this zone of this 22.92 at least, if it's going to be in a diagonal to the downside. But at the moment, we have good structure for calling five wave moves here. So I'm looking for this zone. This zone is going to be the most likely as a support. If we do find support in here, like I said, we could look to rally to the upside, whether that is in a bigger five-wave move or we just form a bigger A, B, and a C pattern, and then we could look to still break down at that point. It wouldn't fit the diagonal route, but it would still fit that possibility that this is just going to be an X wave and then we've got another Y wave to the downside. So gonna have to keep an eye on it. But yeah, effectively, and as long as we hold the support zone, we can still look for this continuation. Really, we'd want to see this push up past this wave three for this confirmation at this 88.78 zone. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Once in the general chat area, just at mention member staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. In the description, you'll also find affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check it out if you don't have an account. Using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great weekend. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.